Hey everyone, Dino Verrelli, founder and CEO of Project Purple. Follow along as we go through the 15 years of Project Purple. My dad was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer in December of 2008, and I decided through that journey to start Project Purple in September of 2010. There's so many little things that happened in such a short period of time, from like March 2010 to like really June, July of 2010, where I kind of like made my mind up and was like, all right, we're gonna start Project Purple. So in that time frame, I had my dad being re-diagnosed. I had this meeting with this institution that said no to like $5,000 being donated directly towards research. And then there was an article in Runner's World about a woman whose mom was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, and she did a 5K in Pennsylvania. And I was like, wow, like all these things were kind of like happening, and it was kind of forcing me to say, hey, let's start a group, let's do our own thing, and let's control what we can control. You know, to think about like where we started and where we've come. I think I've said this a lot in person and on video a couple times. I'm not one to kind of reflect and be like, wow, this is great. But clearly in the 15th anniversary, I think there's times when you have to reflect and realize like the impact we've had. If you look back at the beginnings of Project Purple, the very first like things that we did was about awareness and bringing awareness for this disease. So when someone in a remote area of the country or in a small 5K is wearing a Project Purple shirt, to me, that's awareness, right? They're bringing awareness of our mission of a world without pancreatic cancer to that community, and that speaks volumes. It's just like the coolest thing for me as the founder to realize like, wow, we really made an impact with so many people and so many families. I guess you never really know until you go through that, like how impactful that one decision could be. And when we had this idea to start this charity, like, listen, I'm a big dreamer and believer, so I knew like someday we would get here. I just didn't think it would happen as quick in terms of the impact we would have and the growth that we've seen over the last couple of years to get to where we are today. Going through, you know, the different iterations of the logo, and especially that first one has always kind of been my favorite because it does have all the tonals of the purple, and you know, that's what we're about. We're about helping everybody and working with so many different groups in the space to drive awareness and to help families. So to me, it's really, really special. I have a growth mindset, and to grow, you kind of have to get really uncomfortable at times. That's something that I fell in love with early on when I started my running career. When we started Project Purple was like, and I think there's a little bit of an analogy here, you know, like you see patients on this side fighting pancreatic cancer and going through chemotherapy treatments. And then you're running here for those people, but you're pushing your body. And also that underlying determination is like, hey, like as much as this sucks and as much as this hurts, it's nothing like what these people are going through here. You know, Project Purple has really become this really unique community of people from all facets and all different intervals of this journey with pancreatic cancer. It's kind of this constant reminder of like the impact in a positive way that we've had on families is just really, really special. So that's probably for me in 15 years, that's like a big piece, if not one of the biggest, is like the families that have been involved. But that's all because of what we've done here at Project Purple. Like we wouldn't know these people and they wouldn't have this positive outlet, you know, to remember and to honor those loved ones if it wasn't for Project Purple. So I think what I hope people take away from the 15th anniversary is just exactly what we've done in 15 years. We've helped so many people, you know, through our patient financial aid program, through our research program. And the goals for the future are really simple. We've got to try to help put an end to this thing called pancreatic cancer. So how we do that is by raising awareness and raising lots of money to fund research and to help families. So not much is going to change with what we've done over the first 15 years, but now we could have greater impact because of the amount of money that we're raising and the amount of activities that we're doing and the amount of positive impact that we can have in the space.